Horror is subjective, and there's lots of different reasons one might come to enjoy it. Maybe you just want those spikes of adrenaline from the jump scares, or you're looking for an immersive experience with climbing tension to keep you consistently unsettled. Well, from what we've seen in the past 2 years, supermassive games can handle both those aspects beautifully. Until Dawn captured my heart with its sense of humor and replay value as it pays reckless homage to campy slasher movies of old. The idea that such an ambitious design choice as branching pathways could be accompanied by balls to the wall, over-the-top cliches.
You can't ruin our good time, because Michael and I are gonna fuck.
So refreshing to see from a AAA game. Then along came Rush of Blood, Until Dawn dipped its toes into VR and made a pretty big splash as it turns out. As soon as I got done playing this, my hopes for the Inpatient were set sky high, because now these devs have got the experience with the new tech. They've shown they're more than capable of handling fast-paced or slow-paced horror scenarios now. And I'm pretty damn excited for what I hope is going to be a marriage of the two. A true culmination of the skills they've picked up. Now you might be asking, what's with all the build-up, Mr. Bad Walkthrough? Why don't you take that supermassive dick out of your mouth and get on with the review? Well, you see, there's one thing that worries me going into this. While I was initially glad to find out that the Inpatient would feature branching paths just like Until Dawn, I'm concerned about the potential loss of tension after a couple of hours of gameplay. Let me explain. The sound design and building music cues in Until Dawn did a lot to enhance the atmosphere, and Rush of Blood's use of 3D audio even improved on it. But, as much as I touted the former's replay value, it doesn't take you long to realize that you're not actually in any danger when you're hunting for clues. If there's no QuickTime event happening, your character is not gonna die however long you fumble about. And that's what I don't want. To get to a point where I feel safe in the mechanics. Cause that'll kill immersion. Something you don't want to risk in VR since, you know, that's its whole shtick. What we're looking for today in terms of improvement is to keep that sense of urgency intact throughout the whole experience. Can they pull it off? Well, I already put my money on yes, so let's get into it. Ah, shit. I hope my enthusiasm came through while it could, because it's gone. This is bad, people. The game's really bad. Also, laughably linear and short, hanging by a thread proposed by multiple endings to give the illusion of more content. But the Inpatient even fails in that illusion, because not a single choice feels meaningful. I went back through 3 times, and with no rhyme or reason, simply making different binary decisions, I managed to get the different endings. Okay, thanks. And I love the audio cue for the butterfly effect being louder than damn near everything, like an aggressive pat on the back. Congratulations on making a choice! I fucking hate not knowing which of my original choices were correct and which ones to change. One need not put any thought into this tedious trudge through subsequent playthroughs. Even moving at a snail's pace, you can platinum this game in a single evening. Now where this horror experience actually shines is right here. Anytime you're given freedom to walk around at night looking for clues to regain your memories, the Inpatient finally allows some tension to build. It's only at these times when you feel isolated and the admittedly brilliant sound design we've come to expect from this studio is in full effect. But how do they make use of it? Jump scares. Fuck that. Fuck that. Oh, and that too! It's cute once, and then you're sick of it because the Inpatient has been advertised as a psychological horror. I don't know if this is purposely deceptive, or if their understanding of the genre is warped. Psychological horror does not includes themes of psychology, like being in a sanatorium or suffering from amnesia. What this category promises is a deep, engrossing story meant to be unsettling to the point where your own perception of the material, the thoughts you have in your head, are what torture you. That's where the scares need to come from, not this lazy garbage. Please, just be, no. Hello? Obviously it will be effective at startling you, and if a streamer bait game is what you're looking for, then that's fine, have at it. But if you purchase the Inpatient, I want you to be aware of what you're in for. I certainly got a cheap thrill or two out of it, but only because I'm just a colossal pussy. Oh, it's not even letting me walk. The VR charm doesn't last long, I'm afraid, because unfortunately the limitations it places on character movement and the speed at which the player can interact with the environment confirmed my worst fear to me. You are never in any real danger. Think about it. If you can't escape, then nothing can catch you because you'd never get away and the game in question would be impossible. Upon realizing this, all the fear just falls away, and what you're left with is and I hate using this term to describe a game by the way, walking simulator. I'm pissed off because without a fail state, why does this even deserve to be called a game? One thing you should know about me is that I hate spoilers, and I'm trying so hard not to give anything away, but it's really difficult to not go there when the playthrough you're looking at is 2 hours. And mind you, I looked at everything. Picking up books, checking every dead end, throwing random shit around. All this combined probably padded the game with an extra half hour, and it was all completely unnecessary. You see, whatever you do, or fail to do, the story will progress. You're gonna reach the end. Even taking a different path to find new jump scares won't matter, cause knowing that you can't die, you'll just plow right through them with nary a care. Now I'm just going around collecting the jump scares. Tremendous. Just in case, you know, they have narrative significance. Finding clues in Until Dawn was a treat because characters would actually learn something when they picked them up. Except the totems. I'm pretty sure the consensus was to just bury those in their subconscious and not discuss it ever. But you were rewarded with bonus dialogue and got the sense that you were nudging these kids along to help them solve the mystery and keep each other safe.
What do you mean?
Well, I can't shake the feeling that those fake newspapers have something to do with the guy who killed Josh.
Here, you're just one invincible schmuck being taken on a tour at the mercy of the consequences of simply guessing. And that's all I can say, really, while avoiding spoilers, other than harping on about clunky controls or absurd, context-sensitive distances where you have to stare at a thing in a disgustingly specific way. How close do you want me to get? And did I mention the crashes? Good lord, they got worse the closer I got to my third ending. Okay, well, that's about all of this that I can take. You could say this is really trying my impatience. If you want to see straight-up gameplay to get a better feel for the pacing of the raw experience, I have my entire playthrough saved in a playlist, and you can follow this link right here or in the video description. A businessman I am not. I'm just a wary consumer like you, and I want to provide as much information as possible, but in a manner that my subscribers can choose how much to be exposed to. Plus, I'm not the biggest fan of Let's Plays, so I understand the concern about having your subscription box full of all that stuff. That's why I'm keeping them unlisted, to have the channel stay nice and tidy, but the option's there if you want it. As for my final opinion, can I recommend this? No! Not for $40, you don't. I mean, I did. In hindsight, 10. 10 would be a good price. But I paid 40. And all I got was an anxiety-inducing mess akin to verbal abuse. Rest in peace, headphone users.